In Creo Parametric, you can perform cable harness design using a logical referencing process. And that's where you're using data from Creo schematics in order to automate much of the process. In part one of the video, we created a skeleton model with a data sharing feature with references to the higher level assembly that we need for routing. Then we went into cabling mode by applications cabling, and we imported the XML data. Then we created our spools using that logical reference data, and we auto-designated our components, and finally we created our harness part. In this video, we are going to route a network and then route the cables. A network is a predefined set of paths through your assembly that you would want to route. Let's change to a top view. And so I want to take a look at the assembly and think about the different ways I want to route through here. Let me also turn on my datum axis visibility. And there's one axis that I'm missing. Let me go to my layers and pick this part over here and make sure that its axes are visible. So that is good, and change back to the top view. And so I'm going to think about all the different possible paths through here based on the components that I'm routing to and from, and I'm going to set up my different networks that way. So to create the network, we will go to Route Network. And first off, I know that I'm going to have some wires coming off of this component. I want them to go around over here and back over there, and then route through here and come around down there. So I'm going to expand the Items tab over here. Let me collapse the model tree so that you don't see it. So we're defining our new segment, and I'm starting off using the On option. I'm going to highlight my mouse over a surface, and I want it to start right about over here. And then for my next location, I'm just going to eyeball it and pick over here. And you can see the path starting to be created. And I'll pick another location about over there. And next up, I want a straight segment to go up over here. And I'm a big fan of straight segments in my network. So if I hold down the right mouse button, for the next location, I can choose the Use Direction option. And I'll just pick this vertical edge over here and then drag this out. So now I'm getting a nice straight segment over there. Then for the next location, I'm going to go back to the On option and pick about over here, and then over here, and then down over here. And then I want it to jump on this axis. And so I can hold down the right mouse button again and choose a long axis. What's nice about this particular command is when I select the axis, I'm actually going to get a location point at both ends of that particular datum axis that I'm using. And there you can see highlighted in that big yellow dot where my next location is going to be. And then for the end of this segment, let's click on this surface over here. So that's good for my first segment that I'm doing. Now I want to continue routing from the other end. If I hold down the right mouse button, I can choose the Switch Ends command. You'll notice that the bright yellow dot goes over there. And so for the next path, I'm going to route straight, and I want another point right over here where wires can come off of this connector and then go down over here, and I want them to be able to route to this connector over here and this connector over here. So let's just start doing some new points. And again, I am a big fan of Use Direction. This time I'll pick this edge, and I don't want to go in that far. Let's do it about over here or so for coming off of that connector. And I'm still in Use Direction. So let's pick this over here, and don't want it going that far. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm going to continue on with this process for setting up my different locations. Let's go back to On, and I want it to curve to right through in there. And then let's go to use, I don't use offset from point or offset from previous that much. I'm pretty much an On and Use Direction kind of person. And so let's see, they're going to come out over here. And I know I want it to branch out from this location, so it can go this way, it can go that way, and then also go straight. And I'm just going to pick randomly which one I want to do next. Let's choose, oh yeah, by the way, we're getting a dimensional value in here. Right now I'm just eyeballing it. A lot of times I get really precise and pick numbers, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to eyeball the different distances from the previous location using a direction. Let's go back to on over here and then pick about over here. So, and then I can choose, make sure it's a long axis again, pick the axis. That is good. And next location on, let's go along axis and pick this axis over here. That's good for that one. And let's see, make sure that along axis is turned off for the next one. I know I want the wires to be able to come out over here. So let's pick about over here and over here. And I could connect it up with the previous location, but I don't think I'd need that in any different situations. So let's just do a use direction and pick here. Oops, going in the wrong direction. Let's drag in the opposite direction, and about over here should be good. And for safety's sake, I could make sure that my next location is on, and then pick this particular location point, and then close up the loop in that particular case. All right, continuing on over here. At this point, I want to do a new segment. I want to jump over here and make some location points that'll go out to these other two connectors. So let's right click, and I'm going to do new segment. And for the first point in my new segment, I'm going to make sure that that location point highlights, and I'll pick on it. And let's see, I want for the next location point, let's do a use direction and pick this over here. And it's a little closer over there. That's okay. Let's just then, next location, let's change to on and just pick a bunch of different points over here. And so I'll have it come off of that particular location. Actually, let's go over here and just bend it in a little bit, and then back to new segment and start out this location point and have it go about over here and then over here. You'll notice how it adjusts the routing as it goes through there. All right, so let's see, let's do another segment. And I know that I want to route between these connectors. I want it to be able to drop off into this connector, and that connector over here. So let me figure out how I'm going to do that. I am in new segment, so let's pick this particular location point and then pick, say, over here for it to be able to drop off. And then for the next location, again, I'm a big fan of use direction. You're going to see me use direction all the time. And actually, let's go about over here and then choose on and have go about over here and then over here. So it can go to that connector. Let's go to new segment and start it at this location point and then have it go about over there. And so that's good for lining up into that one. Let's see some other different stuff. Okay, so I need to go from here and be able to jump onto this connector, actually to this connector, that connector, and this one up over here. So let's again do a new segment and pick this particular location point. Which one do I want to do first? Let's go over here and then maybe here, and let's do another new segment and pick that location point and just bring it out over there. And by the way, after I drop it on there, I can just grab it and drag it if I want to adjust it out to bring it closer to that connector. All right, let's see. Let's do another segment. By the way, I know at this point it's getting tedious. Even I'm getting bored with my voice at this point. Let's go over here and let's forsake doing the use location, just eyeball it. There. Too many locations. Oh yeah, by the way, that's a very good point. I put in this other location point over here. I really should have just adjusted the previous one. Let's hit the undo button. You want to be careful about having too many location points. You want to have sort of like the right mix in there, because it's going to try to fit the wire cable through all those different location points along the network. And if you have too many points, you could end up with issues due to minimum bend radius. All right, let's see. This is pretty good for going around all the different connectors and a few other different things that I am going to fix. Let's see. I wanted to be able to come off over here and go over there and even connect up to the network over there. So let us do a new segment and start at this location point. Now I'm hovering, just waiting it to make sure I'm getting the location, not just picking on the surface there by accident. And I just cannot get off of my addiction to use direction. Let's pick this and have it go about over here. And I'm going to do a couple things here. Let's now, for the next location, let's use on and connect it back up into the network that I've already routed over there. And I want to have the wires be able to go this way as well. So let's do a new segment. And I'm going to select this location point and then this location point. And so that way I'm giving flexibility in my network for routing. Along the same lines, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's choose a new segment, and I'm going to pick, say, that location point and that location point. So again, giving more flexibility in here. And also, if wires need to come up here and route over there, let's do a new segment, and I'll go from this location point to that location point. Oops, that one does not look right. And if we go in here, here's where we can start routing from the opposite end. Here's where we can flip the tangency. Oh, that didn't look right at all. Let's just hit the undo button. Actually, that actually looks pretty good right over there. I don't know why I didn't like it the first time. But anyhow, I've got my network done in here. So let's hit the check mark. And I'm going to bring back my model tree. And let's expand the harness part. So now I've got all these different cable locations that are defined in here. But I haven't routed any wires or cables. And to make the routing of wires and cables easier, see, I've got this big blue surface in the model. Let's hide our skeleton real quick so that we're just seeing our components and our network that's defined through here. I am ready to route some wires and cables at this point. Let's go to Route Cables, and I'm going to use the Search tool. And when I hit the Search tool, I'm going to have a list of a whole bunch of wires and cables that were brought in from logical referencing. And what I like to do at the beginning is just take a shot in the dark. Let's select all of these different wires. And I could select the cable too, but I want to do that separately just to show you how that one looks different. I can select all of them and add them to the Find Cable Selected Items list, and then click the OK button. And by the default, it is choosing to route along a network because a network exists. From the drop-down list, you could choose Simple Route, Follow Cable, or Follow a Pipeline. And if I take a look through here, okay, so it was able to route all but one of them, and there's a red dot. If I put my mouse over the red dot, it's going to tell me that there's no path through the network for wire 8. And I don't know which one wire 8 was. And by the way, you can see the preview of all the different wires that were routed in here that were able to route because of the network. Let's cancel out of here. And I want to figure out what's wrong with wire 8 routing. Let's go to Route Cables. And again, I could probably just simple route and adjust the routing, but I just want to see what is wrong in terms of routing this one. I'll click OK. And again, it can't go through the network. Let's change to Simple Route. And so in this particular case, oh yeah, it looks like it's trying to route from this component over here. and it wants to get over to there. And so, yeah, maybe I should have had another additional network through here. Another thing that you can do when you're routing your different wires and cables is you can apply priorities to these different location points to force it to use different ones. Oh yeah, maybe what I probably need to do is add some junction in between here. But again, it's probably overkill. My network is pretty good, so I could just leave wire 8 with the simple route and adjust it later on. So I'll just click OK, and that particular wire is in there. Let's go about routing the other wires and cables. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to scroll down and show you. Here's wire 8 that's located in the harness part, and there you can see its designation. And in terms of routing the other wires and cables, let's do them in groups of 3 or 4 just to show you, rather than have all of them just go blah on the screen. Let's take a look at just a few at a time. So let's route cables and use the find tool. Let's grab these first ones over here. And that's 4 of them. And so there we can see the preview of it. And it's like, yeah, you know, I like those. We got the different wires going through here. That is fine. Let's click the apply button. And now I can hit the search tool again. And let's grab another 4 of them in here. And there we see the routing of those through the network. That looks pretty good. Let's hit the apply button and hit the search tool. Let's take a look at another bunch of these. Okay, coming off over here. And again, you'll notice with the minimum bend radius how it's, you know, forcing to loop through here. We can see it's actually passing through solid geometry in that particular case, but that's okay. Here we can see the wires coming off of here and going into the network. Yeah, let's hit the apply button and hit the search tool. And I was going to say, let's jump to the end. Yeah, let's just grab the rest of these in here and click. Oh yeah, I just want to expand the options button in here to show you that when you're doing the different find cables using the search tool, you could include wires, include cables in terms of what comes up in here. Here we have the option to include ribbon cables. You can also include complete wires and cables, like for example, all the ones that have been routed in case I want to try to reroute them again. Let's click the OK button out of the selection results, and we can see the different wires routed in here. Hit the apply button and hit the search tool. There's only one other object that came over from the XML file that remains to be routed, and it's this 3-conductor cable. Let's add it to the list over here and then click OK. And hey, everything is good. If you don't see any red dots and you see a preview on the computer screen, we're able to see how this was able to be routed via the network. So we can click OK. And I'm going to change from a centerline display to a thick cable display. And be aware, when you change to a thick cable display, you're not going to be able to see the network. If you want to see the network, you need to be in the centerline display from the in-graphics toolbar. And so there you see how my wires and cables were routed in here using my logical referencing and using a network. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more information, please visit www.creowindchill.com. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, please click the subscribe button to be informed when new videos are uploaded. Thank you very much.